Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy BigPatssportsTalk. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. Definitely, if you enjoy the content, appreciate you guys. Just got over 2,000 subscribers not too long ago. But let's get into today's subject, man. Are the New York Giants winning in spite of Daniel Jones' play on the field? This has been a heavy topic of discussion in Twitter the past couple of weeks. We are 2-0. The defense has played very well in both games, giving up an average of only 18 points a game. 20 versus the Titans, 16 versus the Panthers. So that's 36 divided by 2. You know, that's 18. And the defense has held, King Henry and Christian McCaffrey, two of the top backs in the league. I'm not going to say to pedestrian days, but well beneath what they normally do against teams, because they can actually destroy your team if you allow them to. But Wink Martindale hasn't allowed those two guys to beat us in the first 2 weeks. Wink has gotten his defense. We've gotten a lot of pressure on these quarterbacks. Have we gotten a bunch of sacks? No, but we've gotten these quarterbacks off their platform. They haven't been able to sit in that pocket and just absolutely destroy us. And people, when it comes to pass rush, it's not just sacks. Everybody thinks that if you get a bunch of sacks, you got a heck of a pass rush. That can be true, but you can also have a very good pass rush without having a bunch of sacks. If you're making that quarterback run for his life the whole game, you're altering the game. You're altering their offense. You're making their offense get off point, off beat, off schedule. Getting the offense off schedule, getting that quarterback off schedule is what pass rush is all about. Getting the sack is very good, but if you got a great pass rush, you're getting the quarterback out the pocket. He's off schedule. He's not able to hit open receivers because he's running for his life. Or people, the offensive linemen are getting false starts because they're scared of what you can do to their quarterback, so they're anxious. They're going on false start. They're not going by the snap count, or they're holding and getting 10-yard penalties. That's just as good as a sack, just about. So, yeah, the defense has been playing tremendous. Graham Gano, best kicker in the league. He's been tremendous so far this year. But a lot of Giants fans, I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on Facebook, I see it on ESPN, Fox Sports 1. A lot of people saying that the New York Giants are winning in spite of Daniel Jones' play on the field. And a lot of people are saying they agree with that wholeheartedly, that Daniel Jones has nothing to do with these victories in the first 2 games. His play has been poor. He's missed receivers. He's had a turnover in the red zone. And the only part of the offense that's doing anything is Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones is holding his team back. Put in Tyrod Taylor. Heck, I've even seen people say put in Davis Webb over Daniel Jones. So I'm just going to do this video to go over Daniel Jones' play this regular season. I'm going to bring up some stats. And I'm going to let you guys determine and let you guys see exactly what Daniel Jones is really doing out there on the field. I will do a film review very, very soon of Daniel Jones, and we're gonna see exactly what's going on with Daniel Jones and his offense. Is it Daniel Jones that's holding us back? Is it play calling? Is it receivers? We don't really know right now. It's only 2 games into the season, but I say a good 80 to 90% of fans are saying that Daniel Jones is the issue and he sucks. And we need to get rid of him. We can't move the ball because Daniel Jones is our quarterback. We can't put up points because Daniel Jones is our quarterback. we can't do this, we can't do that because Daniel Jones is our quarterback. So let's pull up let's go to the film room and let's pull up his stats so far this season, and let's see exactly what he's doing, because I want to get a fair evaluation. Yes, I like Daniel Jones as a quarterback. Yes, I think that he can be a good quarterback, but I'm not overly praising the guy, but I'm definitely not overcritical of the guy. So let's get to the film room and let's look at this. All right, welcome to the film room. Thank you guys for tuning in. Looking at the stats so far, Daniel Jones has 364 yards and 3 touchdowns and with 1 interception and a 99.4 quarterback rating with 1 fumble loss. He's averaging 182 yards a game. That is not very good as far as pass yards a game. That's not in the elite. Now, 182 yards is really not horrible, but it's not near great either. 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games is not great, but it's not horrible. So, I mean, let's get into it. Passing stats. Quarterback rating, 99.4. 39 completions out of 55 attempts, 70.9 completion percentage, 364 yards, averages 6.6 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, 16 carries for 46 yards, average of 23 yards a game, sacked 8 times for 46 yards lost, 1 fumble and 1 fumble loss. So he has 3 touchdowns total with 2 turnovers. Not great. And let's go passing by the quarter. Now, passer rating by the quarter, 89.6. Quarterback rating, 12 of 14, 85% pass completion percentage, 77 yards, 5.5 yards an attempt, 4 rushes, 4 yards, sacked 4 times in the first quarter. Second quarter, quarterback rating of only a 79.5, 9 completions out of 14 attempts, 64.3 completion percentage, not bad, 80 yards, only 5.7 yards an attempt, 12 rush yards in the second quarter on 2 attempts, sacked 1 time in the second quarter, and lost 1 fumble in the second quarter. Now the third quarter, when we come out after halftime, 137.1 quarterback rating, 6 of 11, only 54% completion percentage, but is averaging 12 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 7 rush yards, and sacked 3 times in the third quarter. Now, in the fourth quarter, 78.9 rating, 12 of 16, 75% completion percentage, 75 yards, only 4.7 yards an attempt, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So if we break that down in the first, second, third, and fourth quarter, first quarter, 89.6 quarterback rating, not at the upper echelon. You could say that's pedestrian, but that's not pedestrian. It's not great, but it's not bad. 79.5 quarterback rating in the second quarter. That's getting towards the bad. Third quarter, 137.1 quarterback rating in the third quarter. So when we come out in the second half, he's balling in the second half when it comes to the third quarter. Probably one of the top of the league in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, 78.9. Not very good at all in the fourth quarter when it comes to quarterback rating, but I bet you that rating is because of that 1 interception he threw against the Titans. If you take that interception away, I bet you is over in the hundreds because he has a 75 completion percentage during the fourth quarter. Completion percentage by the quarters, 85 in the first, very good, 64 in the second, middle of the pack, 54 in the third, lower of the pack, 75% in the fourth quarter, pretty high. So that interception really brought down his rating against the Titans, and that was a very horrible pass. That was horrible. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that. That pass that he threw to Saquon Barkley was horrible. So first half, 87.9 complete quarterback rating with a 75 completion percentage, 157 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. When we have in the second half, he's at 111.2, which is significantly better. 66, basically 67 completion percentage, which is pretty good, and 207 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. So Daniel Jones according to these stats, this is fact. According to these stats, he plays way better in the second half than he does in the first half. And according to the stats, in the first half, he's been sacked 5 times. In the second half, he's been sacked 3 times. So the offensive line plays better in the second half. And hence, that Daniel Jones plays better in the second half. Less pressure, better quarterback. More pressure, worse quarterback. I continue to say this, but we're looking at the stats right here. We're looking at the stats right here. He has his 1 fumble in the first half. Guess what? He got sacked for 5 times. He has no fumbles in the second half. He's only been sacked 3. A difference of 2 sacks can make a lot. More yards in the second half. More touchdowns in the second half. With 2 minutes left in either half, he has 134.7 rating, 5 of 6, 83.3 completion percentage with 1 touchdown, no interceptions, no fumbles, and 5 rushes for 22 yards. So, with 41 passing yards. So, Daniel Jones, before the half, or 2 minutes left before halftime, or 2 minutes left before the end of the game, he has 134.7 quarterback rating. 134.7 quarterback rating. What do we want out of our quarterback? To be able to put up points before halftime and be able to put up points at the end of the game to get us what? Victories. Aren't we 2-0? When we need Daniel Jones to put up some points before halftime or before the end of the game, he has 134.7 quarterback rating. Only 1 incompletion and has 41 yards and 22 yards rushing. And 1 touchdown. Now, the stats that I just read you right there, is that a quarterback that's holding us back? Or is that a quarterback that elevates his game in the second half when we need him to elevate his game to bring home a victory? Are these stats right here mind-boggling? No, they're not. You can even say they're pedestrian to a little bit. But when we need Daniel Jones the most, in the second half, when the offensive line protects him better, he has 111.2 rating, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Yes, that interception was bad, but that doesn't outweigh the 3 touchdowns that he's thrown. He's thrown for 50 more yards, and his rating shoots up by 24. When the offensive line protects him better in the second half. And before halftime and before the end of the game with 2 minutes left, he has 134.7 quarterback rating. Is that not what you want out of your quarterback before the half? Is that not what you want? That's something that I want before the halftime. Does it look pretty? No. Is it going to look like a Justin Herbert? Is it going to look like a Joe Burrow? Is it going to look like a Aaron Rodgers? Is it going to look like a Mahomes or a Brady? No, he's not going to look like that. But when we need Daniel Jones the most, when we need him to bring it home in the second half, he has 111.2 rating. And when we need him the most towards the end of the game and towards the end of the half, he has 134.7 rating. These are the stats that they are not going to tell you about Daniel Jones. In the third quarter, when we come out after halftime, he has 137.1 rating. 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. So when we have adjustments, Daniel Jones adjusts his game and steps his game up as well. Now, we need him to play better in the first half for sure. But we also need our offensive line to play better in the first half as well. When the offensive line plays better, Daniel Jones plays better. It's fact. It's obvious. I just told you. So let's look at some more stats. Let's go into it. Passing, when we are ahead, his rating, 77.1. 8 completions out of 12 attempts, 66.7 completion percentage, basically a 67. 56 yards, only 4.7 yards an attempt. Rushing attempts, 6 carries for 6 yards. He's sacked one time when we're ahead, loss of 7 yards. When we are tied, a 70.3 quarterback rating, which is not good. The 77 is not good as well. 10 out of 16 completions out of 10 completions out of 16 attempts, only a 62.5 completion percentage, 62 yards, only 3.9 yards per attempt, 6 runs for 23 yards. Sacked twice. When we are behind, listen to this, when we are behind, he has a 126.2 rating, 21 of 27, a 78% completion percentage, 246 yards, 9.1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 4 carries for 17 yards. He's been sacked 5 times for a loss of 32 yards and 1 fumble. So when we are ahead, he's not playing well. When we're tied, if you want to base it straight off quarterback rating, he's not playing that well. This is a fair evaluation. But when we are behind, when we need him the most, when we say, Daniel Jones, we need you to step up and get us back in this game and win this game for us. He has a 126.2 quarterback rating, a 78% completion percentage. He's thrown for 246 yards out of his 380, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Is that not what you want out of your quarterback when you are behind? Is that not what you want out of your quarterback when you are behind? Giants fans, please explain this to me. When we are behind, his game totally elevates. He goes from when we are ahead or tied from like a 75 rating up to 126.2. That's a difference of 50. A difference of 50 points in quarterback rating when we are behind. So the switch turns on when we are behind. Daniel Jones, get your act together. We need you to bring us home. He's done it. Both games. No matter how ugly it looks, when it counts, when it matters, this dude has been showing up. When we are behind, he has a 126.2 quarterback rating, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. You cannot say, oh man, that's just fluff, because it's not. We win. We're not losing these games. We come from behind and win. He's done it twice this year. He's done it twice. A difference of 50 points in quarterback rating when we're behind and we need him the most. Think about that. All right, let's go into some more passing stats, because everybody's going to go straight down the line to find everything wrong with Daniel Jones. So let's find everything wrong with Daniel Jones. Passing, quarterback rating, when he throws it wide to the left, when he throws it to the outside on the left, he's only 7 of 16, 43%, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. That is woeful when he throws to his left, wide left. When he throws slot left, only a 71.5 quarterback rating, 2 of 3, 66.7 quarterback completion percentage. Sacked 1 time, no touchdowns, no interceptions. When he throws wide left, he has 1 touchdown, no interceptions. When he throws middle, he has 100 quarterback rating, 13 of 13, 100% completion percentage with 104 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. When he throws right, slot, 5 of 6, 94.4 quarterback rating, 5 of 6, 83.3 completion percentage with 40 yards. When he throws wide right, 117.3 quarterback rating, 12 of 17, 70% completion percentage with 170 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. So let's get the analysis of these passing stats. Looks like Daniel Jones is having a very hard time throwing it to his left, because your number one receiver is usually to your left, which is be the Kenny Galladay or Seals. So he's only 9 of 19 with 1 touchdown, no interceptions, with a completion percentage, if you average them both, probably around like 56 to 57%. He's having a very hard time throwing it to his left. So whatever the scheme is, or whatever the receiver combination, tight end combination, or whatever it is going to his left, he's having a very hard time throwing to his left. So he's going to have to fix that immediately. For some reason, he doesn't like looking to his left, or he's not comfortable throwing to his left. He has the most attempts throwing to his left. Well, no, he has 4 less attempts than what he throws to the right. So he has attempts going to the left. He's seeing things to the left, but for some reason, he's not connecting. Wide left or slot left. Slot left, he's doing pretty good, 2 or 3. But we're not getting many yards. We only got 10 yards. That's why his rating is only 71.5. Wide left, we have a lot of work to do. He has a lot of work to do. 43.8% going to his left is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. 7 of 16 going to your wide left. We have to find out why he can't go to his left. Is it the receiver not be able to get open? Is it Daniel Jones just not be able to see to his left? Or is it a combination of both? With those stats, I believe it's a combination of both. Daniel Jones is not without blame. He has to play better throwing to his left. And I'm going to dig deep into the film review to see exactly why he's not able to go to his left. All right, let's get to the middle. 100 quarterback rating, 13 of 13, 104 yards. Isn't where in the middle of the field where Saquon Barkley and Richie James are? And the tight ends? I believe that's where they are. But we're going to dig deep into the film when the film comes out. I can't wait to do the film review this Friday for you guys, whoever tunes in to watch. 100 quarterback rating and 100% completion percentage across the middle. That's where Richie James is. That's where Saquon Barkley is. That's where his tight ends are. That's where he has the most success. That's who he's more comfortable throwing it to. You can't get no better throwing over the middle of the field. He's perfect over the middle of the field. He's perfect. Also, he has 8 rushing attempts for 34 yards. Guess what? That's where most of his rushing yards come from, because he sees when the pocket breaks down, he takes off up the middle and gets those yardage for us. And guess what? That's where he's sacked, tied for sack the most, and that's where he loses the most yards when he gets sacked, and that's where he had his fumble in the middle of the field. When they don't block in the middle of the field, you get crushed. When you get pressure in your face from the start, you get crushed. So hence, that's where he gets sacked the most. That's where he loses the most yards when he's sacked. And that's where his fumble came from. Pressure right up the middle of the field. But if they don't get pressure on in the middle of the field, he's perfect. 100 quarterback rating, 13 of 13, 100% completion percentage. 100 completion percentage. Hasn't missed a pass when he has time and he's able to sit there and throw in the middle of the field. 104 yards. Most of his yards come from the middle of the field. Okay, let's go to the right. Slot right. 94.4 quarterback rating, 5 of 6, 83.3 completion percentage, 40 yards. He's been sacked to his right twice. That's pretty good throwing it to the slot right. Guess who's there? Richie James is a lot of times. Sterling Shepard a lot of times. Wide right. 117.3, 12 of 17, 70% completion percentage, 170 yards, 10 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So throwing it to the middle to the right, he's pretty doggone good. He's pretty doggone good. He has a over 100 quarterback rating. He has a completion percentage of damn near 80. Over 80% if you average all 3 of them. And he has 2 of his touchdowns. So throwing it to this right in the middle of the field, he's doing very well. But for some reason, the left side of the field is where he's not doing his best. It's where he's not doing his best. So we have to figure out what is going on the left side of the field to where Daniel Jones, the stats take a ultimate dip in production. Because when he's throwing it to the middle to his right, he's killing it. But when he throws to his left, it's terrible. So is that lack of a number 1 receiver? Is that lack of vision to his left? Is that lack of play calling to his left? Is that all 3 going to his left? Is the protection on his left side not that great when it comes to the guard? Because Andrew Thomas is doing his job, but if Zudu and Ben Bredesen, do they have to get better? Yes, they do. Does Daniel Jones have to get better? Yes, he does. Does the play calling have to get a little bit better in the first half? Yes, it does. Total team effort. But is Daniel Jones, looking at the stats that we've looked at so far, are they winning in spite of Daniel Jones, or is Daniel Jones doing his part? Y'all tell me the stats that I read to you. I read the good and the bad. I've read the good and the bad. He has a 99.4 quarterback rating. Guess what? His quarterback rating going from the middle to his right is probably around 117 to 120. His quarterback rating going to his left is probably around a 76 to a 77. So my analysis of that is, Daniel Jones, you have to scan the field a little bit better going to your left. We can't just be a right-handed team. We have to hit them with the right and the left. That's what boxing. You have to be good with your right and your left. You can't just be right-handed and throwing right hands the whole time, because eventually somebody is going to knock you out because they're ambidextrous with their hands. They're good with both hands. Right now, Daniel Jones has a solid right. But his left hand, he got to get in the gym and work on his left hand, because for some reason, going to his left, he's not very good. But going to his right, oh, we hitting him like Deontay Wilder out there. And if you ain't on your P's or Q's, guess what? He's going to come straight down the pipe and knock you out. Straight down the middle and to the right, man, we getting it. But for some reason to his left, and I'm glad I do these film sessions, I am going to see exactly why he's not seeing good to his left. That's a fair analysis of Daniel Jones in my eyes. The New York Giants are not winning in spite of Daniel Jones. The New York Giants are winning because it's a total team effort. And we still have a lot to work on. But to say Daniel Jones is trash and he's the reason why our offense can't score points is very wrong. He is not the sole reason why we can't score points. He is the reason why we do score the points that we do score. Him, Saquon Barkley. Is he bringing as much as to the table as Saquon Barkley bringing right now? No, not in my eyes. Based off the first game, but that second game, it was up to Daniel Jones. They shut Saquon Barkley down for most of that game. Think about that. They shut Saquon Barkley down for most of that game. And there were some key plays to where Daniel Jones had to step up and make for us, and he did. What do you want out of your quarterback? You want him to be good in the second half. Yes, you want him to be good in the first half. Not saying you don't want him to be good in the first half, but you want him to be good in the second half, and you want him to be good before, with 2 minutes left in half and 2 minutes at the end of the game. Get us points to win the game. And when we get behind, you want your quarterback to step up and bring it home for us. First half of the game, only an 87.9 quarterback rating. Second half of the game, mints. I said second half, 111.2. 24 points higher than what it is in the first half. So that's saying that my quarterback is learning from experiences and going out there and getting it done after adjustments. With 2 minutes left in the half before each half, 134.7 quarterback rating. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? 134.7 quarterback rating. That's telling me that he's doing what he's supposed to do before the end of the half and before the end of the game. And I promise you, he got a touchdown at the end of the game against the Titans, and he drove us down there and got us a field goal before the end of the game against the Panthers. He did that. And he got the scramble to end the game where the defense didn't have to go back on the field. He did that. Give the man a little bit of credit. If you can point out his bad, let's point out his good too. I did that both in this very single video. I broke down all his passing stats and the way he passes and why he passes and where he passes. In the first half, we give up a whole bunch of pressure. 5 sacks. In the second half, we still give up pressure, but it's not as much. And his second half stats are way better than his first half stats. I told you, your quarterback goes as your protection goes. Yes, some quarterbacks can go a game or two where the protection is bad and they can play very well for their team. But overall, if your protection is not good, your quarterback's not going to play very good. You want your quarterback to be able to put points and make drives before halftime and at the end of the game, and he has a 134.7 rating before halftime and before the end of the game with 2 minutes left. That's not made up. That's fact. I showed you right here on the screen. When we are ahead or we're tied, his quarterback rating is not very good. But guess what? When we get behind, he stepped up and made the plays that we had to make in order to win the game. His rating goes up almost 50 points when we are behind. That's not made up. That's a fact. I just showed it to you. When he passes the ball to his left side, he has a horrible quarterback rating, a horrible completion percentage. When he passes it to the middle and the right, he's damn near one of the best quarterbacks. Over 100, like if you average it out, over 112 to 113 quarterback rating, 2 touchdowns, only 1 pick. So Richie James, Sterling Shepard, and whoever is on the right at that time, he's finding them. But for some reason, when he goes to that left, it's no good. So if you average out all those stats, if you average what I just shown you, a quarterback that elevates his play in the second half by 20 points and elevates his rating by 50 points in the second half, and most of his stats come in the second half, that tells me that we have a quarterback that's getting the job done in the second half when we need him the most. Is he perfect? Hell no. Because his first halves are awful. I just read you the stats. But our protection is not that great in the first half either. But when the protection gets better in the second half, when adjustments are made, guess what? He shows up and he shows out for us. Those stats in the second half tell me that that's a quarterback that's doing just what we need him to do to get these victories. Total team effort. No, he is not the main reason why we're winning. The main reason why we're winning because that defense is balling out there. And Saquon Barkley is back. But Daniel Jones is a key part to us winning these first two games as well. We are not winning in spite of him. We're winning because it's a total team effort. That's why we won. And once y'all get that through your heads and stop trying to find reasons to bash this kid and really give your fair evaluation. A fair evaluation of Daniel Jones right now is that he sucks in the first half and he sucks throwing to his left. And he has to fix that in order for us to be a playoff team. Correct. But this is a quarterback of grit. He shows up when we need him to show up. Daniel Jones, man, look, we need you to go in here and get these points so this defense can bring it home for us. And guess what? He does that. When we need him on 4th and 1s, he outruns people to the sideline and get it. When we need that crucial 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 10, he gets it done for us. That's a fair evaluation. Is he great? No. Is he trash? No. Is he pedestrian? No. I think he's a above average quarterback when his offensive line is blocking. The proof is in the pudding. When they block better for him, he has over 100 quarterback rating. That's when he puts up his best stats. Now, if you're a guy that just wants your quarterback to go out there and make everything happen no matter what's going on out there, then fine. Good luck finding that superhero. There's not many of them out there. I'll continue to say it. Joe Burrow lost to Mitch Trubisky and Cooper Rush because his offensive line is getting him killed out there, and he's not having enough time to find those major weapons that he has out there. And yes, he has some poor play as well. Why? Because his offensive line is still getting him killed, and it's catching up to him. And in order to turn that around, that offensive line is going to have to block better. As good as Joe Burrow is, if his offensive line continues to play like that, I don't think he's going to last the rest of this season. And we average more points than what the damn Bengals are putting up this year. So that's a fair evaluation of Daniel Jones in my eyes. I pointed you the bad, I told you the bad, and I told you the good. And in my eyes, his good is outweighing his bad. And that's one of the main reasons why we are 2-0. That defense is balling. Saquon Barkley is back. Coaching is the absolute main reason why we're winning. And Daniel Jones steps up when we need him to step up. No, he's not a quarterback that's just going to go out there and dominate you right now. I understand that. But he is a guy that steps up when we need him to. When we need Daniel Jones the most. Come on, DJ. Make a play. Oh, snap. Go, DJ. When we're down 13-6, he gets the touchdown to put the momentum back on our side. When we're down 13-0, he leads 2 touchdown drives back-to-back to get it tied. After he throws the interception and we trash him, he brings us right back and gets a touchdown at the end of the game and gets the 2-point conversion to put us up by 1 and says, defense, bring it home for us, and they did. When we're down 13-6, he goes out there and put a touchdown and adds 2 field goals to it and tells the defense, don't let up a touchdown. They tie the game at 16. He brings us back down after Feliciano costed us 5 yards on a run play, made it 3rd and 14, and then costed us 10 more yards on a holding or illegal to the face, and had it 3rd and 28. And he made the play to Shepard to put us back in field goal range. Graham Gano, team football. Graham Gano, team football. Graham Gano, go out there and hit the game-winning field goal for us. Go back on the field. Defense, stop them from scoring. Guess what? Team football. Defense stops them from scoring. Team football. Defense stops them from scoring. Guess what? Daniel Jones, end this game right now. 3rd and 7. Gets out the pocket. Stumbles a little bit. Takes off up the middle. Gets the first down. Victory formation. Team football. That's what we're playing, and that's what I'm excited about. So don't sit there and tell me that Daniel Jones is a detriment to this team. He's not. He's a part of the team. And I understand that you want your quarterback to be the main part of the team. We're not built like that. Daniel Jones isn't built like that. If you want to get rid of him for that reason, go ahead. I ain't mad at you. But there's a difference between real criticism and just vile bashing a player because the media has taught you not to like him. There's a difference. And Daniel Jones is a key part of this team to where we're able to come back in the second half and win these games. A 50-point quarterback rating difference shows you that. I don't care about these little analytical stats that everybody wants to bring up to make him look bad. I'll give you the real facts on the field, what exactly happened. And the facts show that he is terrible in the first half. He can't throw to his left. But in the second half, when the line blocks better, when he's throwing in the middle and the right of the field, he's killing people. And when we need him to step up, he steps up his game tremendously. And helps us win the game. Is he the main reason? No. But he's one of the reasons why. Fair evaluation. Team football. Team football. That's the reason why we're winning. Great coaching and team football. People going out there playing for each other. And people stepping up when we need them to step up. And Daniel Jones is one of those guys, no matter if you like it or not. We're 2-0, and Daniel Jones is a reason why we are. Is he the main reason? Hell no. But he's one of the reasons why. And if you want to get rid of him because you want the quarterbacks, you see the Patrick Mahomes, you see the Justin Herberts, you want your quarterback to be like that, fine. Just say it. But don't bash the kid and act like he's just total ass out there. It's not true. But, man, that's been my fair evaluation of Daniel Jones. I told you the bad. I've told you the good. You take it for what you want. You tell me I'm crazy in the comments. You let me know how dumb I sound or whatever. Just comment and let me know. But this the end of my evaluation of Daniel Jones, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that join button if you want to support the channel and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and join the Big Blue crew. I do appreciate all my members. Going to start doing members only streams here soon. But until the next time, y'all know what it is, man. Give fair evaluations. Don't listen to the media. Don't go off straight analytics. Because analytics can have some of the worst quarterbacks look the best and have some of the best quarterbacks look the worst. It's a projection. It's not fact, what I'm just showing you right here. Right? What I showed you right here on the screen is fact. Pure fact. But until the next time, go Giants. We are 2-0, top of the NFC East, where nobody thought we would be, except people like us on the here with the Big Blue Crew, 11-6. The dream is still alive and is alive and well, baby. Because we rolling. We've got the Cowboys next, looking to go 3-0. Not going to overlook them, but we need to get some pressure on Cooper Rush and bring it home. So next week, plan on being 3-0 and plan on doing another Victory Monday. So until the next Victory Monday, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.